Hello everybody, I'm going to take you through a quick tutorial on one of the techniques I used in project number 2, our old and new mashups. So I was able to kind of create this scrapbook photo here, a memorial piece that I did for my great grandma and my Baba. So I had some old pictures that I was able to use in my final product. I've uploaded them here for you to see. So really what this was it's a photo of a photo. So I wanted to take some of these pictures here and create a Polaroid look of them because they had this black frame on them, and I just really wanted to tidy that up and kind of give them more of a rustic feel inside of my scrapbook image here, the old and new mashup. So I'm just going to start us off here with a new canvas for us to work on. So I'm going to go File, New, and we are going to set this document up with the same pixels used for project 2. So I'm going to use 3840 and 2160. I'm going to keep it in landscape. I'm going to update the resolution to 300. I'm going to keep it in RGB color, and we're going to use the white background that's applied here. So we're going to hit create, and this will just give us a nice blank canvas for us to use for the tutorial. We're going to start with one of these framed photos here. I'm going to use the selection tool from the tools panel just to roughly grab the photo that we're going to use here. And we're going to drag this across and let go until the little ants are marching right around the selection that we want here. I'm going to use Command C on my Mac, and I'm going to take this photo and paste it into our new canvas here. So I'm going to use Command V, and now we've got this more of a rough outline of this photo that we're going to use. So for the purpose of this project with the Polaroid look of the photos, I'm going to use just the normal polygonal lasso tool. This will just create some really crisp lines on the photo. So, oops, I'm just gonna back that up once there. Sorry about that. We're gonna click here and drag across and click, and just dragging this tool right around the outside of the photo until the ants are marching again right around the selection. I'm going to come over to our layers panel and select create a layer mask. So now we've got this really crisp outline of the framed photo, but I would like to create more of an authentic vintage look to the frame. So we're going to come to the tools panel again. We're going to use the line tool provided here, and I'm just going to check out some of the details on the line. Let's just practice. Let's see what our settings are at right now. So we've got this big fat rounded line, and it's not really going to work for the needs of this assignment just yet. So let's edit this a little bit. I'm going to come up into our fill panel here. I'm just going to adjust the color so that it's a little bit lighter. We'll do this just in the color picker menu here. I'm just going to lighten it just a bit more. Hit OK. So now it's added it to the recently used colors there. I'm also going to update the stroke color as well so that it's all one unified color. We've got the width of the line right here, so we can adjust it either on the slider scale, or we can actually type in what we would like the pixels to be set at. So I'm going to go with 5 for this project here. I'm going to hit enter, and we can see that all the adjustments are being made right here. We do have this more of the detailed options here with the stroke. So we're going to keep a flat line, and we are going to just go into the align options here. We're going to keep it as is. We're going to make sure that the caps are flat, and I really enjoy working under this setting here with the selection point inside the line. And we're going to change those corners now to be more of that straight, flat edge look there. So I'm going to hit enter, and as you can see here, all of the changes have been added to this line here. So I'm going to just zoom in a bit closer to our photo, And again, this is just a really rough look at how I created the frame, but I was a little bit more cautious when I was in my project. So I'm just going to start in the corner and drag across, click and drag, and click and drag, and just forming this nice outer layer of the frame there. So now you can see there's a couple little areas here that we could clean up. So I'm just going to actually keep the selection on this one line here, and we're going to come into the transformation option here. I'm going to scale this line down just a bit. And that's the really nice thing about using these vector tools, is how easy it is to transform them and scale them so that it works perfectly within your project. So I'm just going to hit enter there. And as you can see now, we've got this nice kind of retro vintage look to the frame around this old wedding photo. All of the lines are still just freely floating in our layers panel over here. So I'm going to get rid of this random line here, shape 1. I'm going to delete that one. And I'm just going to hit Command, and I'm going to click all of these layers that we have over here. And I'm just going to group them in a file. This is just really easy for us with navigating which object we're moving or what we need to look at when we have our larger image and we're dealing with lots of different layers. So that just kind of helps to kind of keep everything organized, and if we ever need to get into it, we can go into each of the individual lines and adjust them if we need to. So that is my tutorial on how I created this Polaroid image. I was able to also utilize more of the magnetic lasso tool on some of the more intricate areas that needed a little bit more shape. And I was also able to use that line tool to really create some of these bold, contrasting frames that I have within the photo as well. So there were lots of different elements that came together with this last project, but I'm glad that I was able to share with you just one of the techniques that I found really helpful in the mashup of the old and new. Thank you so much for watching.